And what would you like to say?
Well, there were a couple issues that really didn't get addressed, and one of them that was fairly interesting to me was in regards to the health insurance. There wasn't a lot of time to answer the question, but the bottom line is that health share programs have really become, I think, a good solution that we can look at because it's low cost all the way across the board for people, and you don't have a lot of requirements for entry, and it's very, very transparent. That is something we need to look at the state level. We've actually tried to have what's called a Samaritan amendment or exception to allow for these types of health shares in Washington State, and we need to continue to expand those because that type of competition is going to drive out this idea behind universal health insurance. The second big issue, the use of extremism and racism and domestic terrorists and all this stuff that keeps being thrown around. As I mentioned in the forum, I have 100 hours of counterterrorism training, okay? And to hear people throw out terms like that have a very specific military and very specific law enforcement significance is very troubling. And that type of divisive rhetoric that's out there, it really is what's causing the division in the country. You don't hear that coming from the right. You hear labeling things socialist that are socialist. That's correct because it's an economic system and we have a debate about it. But this idea of extreme, I just want to say this. People who love freedom are extreme to those who are holding the shackles of tyranny, and that is really ultimately what this is about. For those of us that have fought, for those of us that have buried people, that have fought for this country, it's really important to understand that we should be Americans. The Constitution is the thing we all agree on, not some socialist doctrine, not some idea to get God out of everything, but actually that, and to keep us a Christian nation, which we are. It's a hard issue, and if we can address it as a hard issue, I think this country will turn in ways we have never seen it before, in such positive ways, positive directions, that for generations people will be talking about this time.
Oh, thank you. And one other question, and I know this is off the cuff. He attacked you on the 51st state.
He did.
And I'm wondering how much of the 51st state movement is because of the tyranny of the majority?
Look, at downtown Seattle values do not represent Spokane Valley. They don't represent most of eastern Washington and northern Idaho and Montana. I mean, we just go on and on. They just don't. 74% support for this idea because people are tired of people in downtown Seattle trying to voice their values, beliefs, and culture on folks in eastern Washington that know a heck of a lot better how to farm than environmentalists in downtown Seattle. And I think that's what's really this is about. It's about the contrast that, okay, you want to live that way with your values, traditions, and culture? We want to live this way with our values, traditions, and culture. Why can't you respect that? And to say that the 51st state movement is a waste of time, well, you're saying that to 74% of the people that support it. So you're saying that to a majority of constituents, both Republican and Democrat.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. I won't take any more of your time. Appreciate it.